I Only See Strangers, Chapter 3. By the time my 40th birthday somehow got into the past, observable human life was long gone. No one came near me unless they were desperate or there was a pound note in it. There were no hearts on offer, not on any menu that I'd seen anyway, not even on special. So at 48 years old, it was way past last orders, and I hadn't even got a starter in. Meeting anyone wasn't a factor in the equation. There were no X's or Y's anywhere above or below any line. Nothing inside or outside any brackets. I'd long given up. What happened to me then was 100% impossible. Chapter 4. I'm used to my island. It's pretty much all I know. Always has been. I've done the whole shebang on my Jack Jones. It's been a ball, proper knees up, never having no one there to wind me up or wind me down over or lend an ear or just chill out with, share a joke, get to know each other. I had this chance though. There's only one of them you get in a lifetime. The real McCoy moment, when there's no option of screwing it up. I was stuck on this forensic ward in Wales, and it was about the time that Amy Winehouse snuffed it and joined the 27 Club. I know that because we used to have this social club on Wednesday evenings for the bods with ground leave, and Whiny Wendy kept sticking that rehab song on the jukebox all the time. So one Wednesday night we were playing killer pool. I'd had 2 crappy turns, potted nothing, and was sat on the sofa in front of the big screen waiting for my next shot. That's when it happened. There was this moment. It was like static electricity all round me. And that's how those moments stay with you. I sensed something behind me. I knew it was Dolly, and then she starts whispering in my ear. She had to stoop. She was tall anyhow, and that's how her hand was resting on my shoulder. And you could easily frame it so it was the loud music, forcing her to get that close. Or you could make out she just didn't want the others hearing nothing. But it's irrelevant, really, because I knew. I've never been so sure about anything in my whole shit-faced life. It's not what I do. I don't vacate my island. That's not on the table. But there was a proper, powerful wave headed my way, and next minute I was a fish in the sea, and so was Dolly. I wasn't looking for it though, no way. I'd given up on that centuries before, mate, but there she was, splashing about, and being a mug, I reached out and that's it. There's this flash, and it's like, flipping Moses parting the waters. It was a tiny bit dodgy at first, getting in sync, but once we got it, it was blinding. Diving under, swimming together like 2 dolphins nudging and chasing each other, leaping, splashing, flipping and frolicking. Every single moment was quality, and it was real and unreal at the same time. It didn't matter about my body. I was a geezer as far as she was concerned. It was like I'd spent my whole life in verse, and now at long last I was hitting chorus. I was just waiting for that bit where you know it's about to drive home, when you're touching the tonic and all the harmonics melt into a single point in time. If I had a photo of it, it would be one of those stupidly perfect days. Clear blue sky, rippling water, stretching and distorting the sun way out in front of us, forever. Technically speaking, it weren't totally like that, not 100%. There were times when there was this closeness in the air, and the sky would switch to murderous. You could smell it coming. A touch of rumbling, then bang, thunder, lightning, the works. It would bucket it down for days, infect the whole ward, bugger up the atmosphere. It was hard work too. Falling in love on a nutjob ward is a big no-no, strictly against the rules. Chemistry, biology and everything else that applies to normal human beings must be conquered and laid to rest before you get mentally ill in the first place. It's the just say no approach. So easy when you've got a raging habit. Dolly and I struggle with the no bit. Mad about each other but told not to be. Warned not to fall prey to that mortal sin. Don't look, don't touch. Separated like naughty school kids. Housed down different corridors. No chance of me getting anywhere near her bedroom or her mine. The staff were trying to snuff out a fire by piling kindling on top of it. They might as well have launched a can of paraffin on the flames. It was torturous for 2 years. Then it got harder. I got discharged back to Plymouth and she was still incarcerated in Wales. All we had then was the phone. But we hung on in there for that day that was going to come. The morning I had imagined 1 billion times, when we were going to wake up together, have a hug and a kiss and a tug of war over the bedclothes, like any self-respecting couple would. It was going to be heaven on earth. Except heaven never comes to earth. Nothing lasts forever. Any half-wit knows life's not fair. But there's limits. Relationships should start before they end, not the other way around. Unless you're Casey Wheeler. I blew it, didn't I? I was always gonna. It was one screw up too much, though. A one-way one. Don't get me wrong, I'm a pro when it comes to going it alone. But this was off the scale. I'd reached the summit of not okay even in my book. Proper professional kind of cock-up, look no hands, I'd managed prize women, permanent bye-bye people on tap. No interruptions now, just a future feast of super isolation with double helpings of whipped cream and plenty of sprinkles on top. My face is rising up on one side like an inverse stroke. My eyes are stuck on fast blink mid-focus. Are you for real? What the fuck were you thinking? No one could be that much of a muppet. There's revolutions going on with my head. Slow side-to-side ones, so I look like one of them pedestal fans on slowest gear. No dickhead, not even the most redundant waster out there, ever cocked up like me. There was this programme on telly when I was a kid, with this loser called Frank Spencer, who screwed up every single thing he ever did. It was funny, at least it was back then, in the 70s. Harmless shit. It was called Some Others to Have 'Em. And Frank was the kind of half-wit who was always crashing down the stairs on top of wardrobes and stuff. People liked him because he was such a pillar. Dumb as hell, but stupidly sweet and innocent. And he had this weird as hell camp voice, but the BBC couldn't probably give him a boyfriend then, so he got this long-suffering wife called Betty. And you fell for it. You saw true love. Even though she was full-time wet nurse and had to spend her days wiping his arse, she never swore, not once. The words that came out of her mouth while he's standing there like a wimp after his hourly cock-up, crying out some lame excuse, was 2 words. Oh, Frank. The background noise in the pub is monotone echoing, like studio laughter. It's coming at me in waves. I cease being a pedestal fan and drop my head down on my knees. I've exceeded myself this time. Up my game. I've cooked up the kind of crap that makes the daily shit smell like roses. I can't fix it. I don't know the man who can either. There isn't one. No one can fix crap like this. Not even poxy self-help gurus and their bullshit books full of unworkable nonsense. Something snaps. My hand is smacking my head again. Ah! It's thudding in one ear and out the other. Then there's a stinging pain increasing with each slap. Ah! The muscles are jerking in my neck. Fuck you. Fucking wanking moron. You fucking wank. Fuck you, moron. My arm's shaking because there's a wrestling match going on. Me against my nervous system. My hand is trying its best to hand out another harder whack. A proper lesson. Ah! It wins. And I feel the familiar flood, followed by the soreness, thud, followed by the soreness which is now returning in waves, spreading around the right side of my head. My neck is aching. The laughter behind me has stopped. I can sense all eyes on me. I've escaped the walls, full screaming scarlet. I know exactly what they're all thinking. Look at that piece of scum slapping herself in public, hanging on to life when she should be 6 feet under. They should throw away the key. I'm not bothered about the wrong use of pronoun. He, she, it waster really doesn't matter when you've got no right to be here.